As an educational professional, your highest priority is guiding students to opportunities that will result in successful futures. We would like you to consider that one of these opportunities might very well be the United States Marine Corps. As much as service in the Corps ensures the future of our nation, it also creates a better future for those who serve. Several times a year, educators from around the country gather to attend an educator's workshop at Marine Corps recruit depots at Parris Island, South Carolina, and San Diego, California.
My name is Serenity Opgrand. I'm a guidance counselor at Steilacoom High School in Steilacoom, Washington.
My name is Dr. Anthony Shallop. I'm the Science Department Coordinator in Middletown High School South in Middletown, New Jersey.
I'm Abe Ramirez. I'm one of the assistant principals at Moses Lake High School in Moses Lake, Washington.
My name is Bob Denlinger. I'm a school counselor at Technology High School in Newark, New Jersey.
I'm Vicki Cadby. I'm the Work-Based Learning Coordinator for Moses Lake High School in Moses Lake, Washington.
I'm Sarah Campbell, and I am the career counselor here at Steilacoom High School, located in Steilacoom, Washington.
Every year, thousands of educators gather to attend these workshops. The educator workshops are hosted by the Marine Corps, and all expenses associated with the workshop are paid by the Marines. In some cases, educators may receive continuing education credit.
The Educator Workshop is a very important program to us. It helps us very much in that it's our opportunity to educate the educators, to inform them about the Marine Corps, about who we are as Marines, what we do as Marines, and how we make Marines.
Over the course of the workshop, the educators learn how Marines are made and the many benefits that come with earning the title. In San Diego, the workshop begins just as it would for any new male recruit from west of the Mississippi arriving at the depot on the Yellow Footprints.
On behalf of the Commanding General, congratulations on your decision to attend this workshop. The only thing out of your mouth will be yes sir, no sir, and aye aye sir. Do you understand? Yes sir! No, say it loud right now, do you understand?
Yes, sir!
Get up and get on my bus right now! Let's go! Let's go! Hurry up! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! 1, 2, 3, 4, let's go!
Aye, aye, sir! I don't know a lot about the Marines, so therefore I can't really say, oh yes, you really need to do this. Because of course we know with the Marines, they're the first ones to go over into any type of a conflict, and the mom side of me comes out and I kind of go, oh my gosh, I need more information.
Look at me right now, aye, aye, sir, say it!
I can talk to a student about going to college or just moving on and working somewhere and taking a job somewhere. I can talk to a student about that kind of stuff. I don't have the amount of background that I think I need to be able to tell a student what to expect if you were to go in the Marines.
Look at my dad and know the sign right now, aye, aye, sir! Aye, sir!
I've never had a desire to go into the military. Of course, I'm a worrywart and I worry about all my students and, but if a student was to say, I'm thinking about going into the Marines or the Army, I wouldn't be able to give them a good differentiation between the two.
I'm attending the workshop and very much looking forward to it, really because I want to learn something about the Marines. It's I believe, a fabulous opportunity for me to get to see the inside workings. And because Steilacoom is such a military-influenced community, I don't know very much about the military, and the more I learn, the better I think I can relate to what my students' lives might be like.
At Parris Island, educators from New York and New Jersey arrive at the same Yellow Footprints as all males east of the Mississippi and all female recruits from around the country.
Hurry up and get off the bus!
I'm hoping to find out through the recruits what their experience has been like. If they were in my shoes, would they recommend a student to enter the Marine Corps and why? But I'd like to leave there knowing that I've recommended a certain organization of the military to a student, and I didn't mess things up for that student.
All of you open your mouth and scream, yes ma'am! Yes ma'am!
As of now, I don't feel I know enough about the Marines to recommend it to my students. I do have students that have been asking me about it, and I tell them what I know, but I don't feel I have enough knowledge to really, it's a big decision to enter into the military.
You messed it up once and never get to understand. I am.
Some of my students are interested in going into the military. I think this would give me a better understanding, seeing it firsthand, what a recruit goes through in the process of becoming a Marine.
The educators are awesome, and we're glad to have them here because what actually happens is they implement leadership. They implement mentorship. They see these kids on a daily basis. They are actually reinforcing the same ideas, the same goals, the same values, the same ideologies that we do here. That's honor, courage, and commitment. Stand up straight right now, put your feet flat on the deck, and get your hands off your face. Scream, I'm out. Scream, I'm out. Now, that was my attention getter. How'd that work?
We're transforming a civilian into a Marine, and most people don't understand the amount of work that is put in to produce one recruit.
The educators received their welcome briefing from Colonel John Valentin.
What we do here is we instill core values into men and women in service of their country. The mission is to transform individuals, to instill honor, courage, and commitment in young men and women, turn them back to society, whether that's 4 years after their initial enlistment, 14 years, or 40 years, turn back to society a better citizen. Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Parris Island, is more about transformation than it is about training.
They get a lot of information, a little bit more sometimes than they want, perhaps, but we have a lot of things to tell. The majority of the individuals are really surprised as far as our techniques for teaching America's youth.
In the Marines, teamwork is of vital importance. The Leadership Reaction Course is a series of difficult, problem-solving challenges that every recruit must complete before graduating. Dr. Anthony Shallop and Bob Denlinger lead a team in the destroyed bridge stall.
And this one drill we did where a bridge had blown out and we had to get ammunition across the bridge and we had to figure out a way to do it. And I found that to be the most challenging.
You're probably going to have to make a human bridge if you have people sitting on each one of those and you'd have to hang on to each other.
All right, now start handing the equipment down to him. That's good right there. You have to really work as a team to get each other to complete a task. It makes you see how fast and quick you have to think because you have an objective and a time limit, and you have to really work as a team in order to complete your objective.
Step on my leg. I'm all right.
Abe Ramirez and Serenity Opgrand lead a team in the storm drain stall.
You have 1 minute of time remaining.
Okay, I'm gonna try to kick it to you. I'm gonna try to use my leg. There you go.
Time!
So can we finish it even though we're out of time? No, we're not done. We failed our mission.
Didn't move fast enough.
Ran out of time.
Yep, didn't have enough teamwork, I don't think.
You hear stories, rumors, but you actually kind of get to see firsthand what it really is like and what they actually go through, and it's amazing.
The Marines have actually been great hosts to us. Yesterday we spent the day really learning about much of the training that the recruits go through. So basically every day we do a little bit of what the recruits actually go through.
The educators attempt to take on the obstacle course.
Just run, grab, and let go. Important thing is to let go.
That wasn't too bad, huh? I did all right for an old guy, huh?
This is a fantastic experience. I can't tell you how hard these obstacles are. They don't look that hard, but when you do them, it's a lot harder than it looks. That's all I have to say.
Abe Ramirez of Moses Lake High School in Washington takes on the rope climb.
Key is, you lock it between your legs. See, I can just hang here. Once it's snatched to my legs, then it's all the legs. We're using upper body. You got it.
When I first started, I was like, well, I'll probably get halfway and I'll struggle the rest of the way if I do, but to get up there and do that, it did surprise me.
Every Marine is trained first and foremost as a rifleman. At Parris Island, the educators from New York and New Jersey get the chance to fire a live M16.
Good morning, educators. Good morning. What's the most important thing on the range?
Sure, everybody gets it even. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once you step up here, you're live, understand? This is about to be a real situation, so make sure at all times you keep that muzzle pointed downrange.
Coaches, you have a hotline.
Now place that buttstock in the pocket of your shoulder. You take this hand up here,
okay,
and lay it flat down. Now, see that red target straight ahead of us on the 25-yard line out there?
This one over here,
exactly.
The silhouette of a person. Take the safety, officer.
Whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Yeah, you did well.
It's harder than it looks.
One of the highlights for many educators is the opportunity to sit down and talk with the recruits.
The highlight has been having lunch with the recruits yesterday. All different types of people join the Marines. The recruit yesterday that I spoke to, he was an NYU student for a year, and then he ended up in this direction at 23 years old. So it's interesting to see all different roads that people take to get here.
I really loved eating lunch with the recruits. You get to have their side of the story as they're going through boot camp, and you kind of get to hear what the transformation has been like in the last couple of weeks. And I like that, you know, one-on-one, their personal stories.
One of the most impressive things about meeting with the Phase 1 recruits that we had lunch with was how respectful and how responsible and how mature that they have become. And they knew the reason why they were in there and why they were having to go through everything that they had to go through during their 13 weeks, and that they were very proud to be there.
Upon graduating from recruit training, many Marines take advantage of the opportunities for continuing education while still in the Corps.
This is the best place to exploit the opportunity to go to class. Right now I'm taking 3 college courses myself. I'm a couple credits shy of my associate's degree in accounting, and just last year I acquired a real estate license.
It goes beyond college also. Currently, we are looking into getting our Cisco certification classes and Microsoft certification classes.
I do go to College Park University. I am working on my Human Resources Management degree. I'm a sophomore right now. I completed, I believe, 4 college courses while I was out in Iraq. I was there for 9 months.
I think a lot of educators are also surprised about the education level that these Marines have. Some Marines may come in after college, some come in with college degrees, some come in because they tried college and decided, oh, this isn't for me now, I'm going to take a break. But when they're here in the Marine Corps, many finish their college degrees, they go on to get master's degrees, they continue with all different types of education throughout the time that we're here.
Was I surprised about the continuing educational opportunities for Marines? I'm just overwhelmed by it, and so many of them that we talk to that are taking advantage of it.
Every young, new Marine that we spoke to, almost every one of them was taking advantage of some form of furthering their education.
On the last day of the workshop, the educators have a private breakfast with Brigadier General Salinas, Commanding General of MCRD San Diego and the Western Recruiting Region.
I want to begin by thanking each and every one of you. Now you're probably a little surprised, why would I thank you? Well, I got to tell you what, I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules for what you do every single day for the youth. This is a tough time for our country, ladies and gentlemen, and as you know, and these young, bright people want to serve our nation like the generations of those who have served before, and we're blessed to have them. And they come to us because of you. And let me tell you something, I'm not the social welfare system here, okay? Those bottom 10% that you guys kind of look at and think that we'll fix, we don't want them. You know, we want bright, hard-charging, young, good kids, your best students who are thinking about going to college and they're trying to find a right way, and maybe they're just not ready for that. You know, maybe there's somebody like me that wasn't ready to take advantage of a great college opportunity until I kind of found a niche, or until I found some discipline, or until I found the passion to appreciate what that education could do for me. The culminating moment will always be that drill instructor, that mentor, that young man who's been the role model for these young people for the last 11, 12 weeks will hand them that Eagle, Globe, and Anchor and call him Marine for the very first time. When people come here to the depot, whether you're 60 years old, you know, or you're 22 years old, this never goes away in your hearts and minds. The day you became a United States Marine, and that's a very powerful thing, and that we will never change.
My company, 13 weeks ago, you embarked on a journey as an individual which has led you to today. Today, together with your fellow recruit, the transformation has taken place and you have successfully earned the title United States Marine. You have the responsibility of being the next generation of Marines that carries our glorious Corps into the future. Remember, once a Marine, always a Marine.
It's an incredibly moving experience to hear the families cheering them on, to watch their faces as they're trying to be stoic, and clearly it's very emotional. I felt honored to be watching it and pleased that I could cheer on the recruits who were in front of me who had made it through.
The ceremony today was an emotional one. I mean, I got emotional. And like I said, all those kids out there, or young men, I didn't even know any of them. But just looking at them and the pride that they had, and you could tell they were proud. Whenever I see a young individual like that be successful, which that is being a huge success from everything that they just went through for the past 13 weeks, you're proud of them, because that's what I do.
The pride that they have in that process, to see the honor in their eyes as soon as they were released, they were shaking and hugging each other, and then they went to their families and the smiles on their faces, they know they had completed something great.
Seeing the families, see the recruits, really remember a girl sitting next to me. You could see the emotion in her eyes, tears started running down her cheek.
In watching that ceremony yesterday, I don't get emotional very often, and I got emotional just because of the sheer magnitude of what that means for them personally and for their families, and the commitment that they've made. It was awe-inspiring, I think, to watch, and even more as a citizen and a civilian to watch the commitment that they're willing to make for our country.
It was a very positive experience, and I learned a lot.
I was a skeptic. I wish every educator could see what goes on here. I think it would just change their opinions.
I'd say that I always had a good respect for the Marines, but I'd say it's gone up several notches. Definitely a more positive feeling about the Marines.
My experience at the Educators Workshop was pretty phenomenal, and I feel like I have a much better understanding now about what the Marine Corps is all about.
I was very skeptical when I came to the workshop here about, you know, even recommending the Marines to my students. I wouldn't have a problem now, I don't think, discussing the Marines. If that's something that they really want to do, I would say, hey, go for it.
Definitely the educational workshop made me a better educator.
I didn't know what to tell kids when they would come to me and they had questions about the Marines. And now I know a lot more to tell them. I exchanged addresses and names, and I'm going to write these recruits and just let them know how proud I am of them.
I'd consider becoming a Marine if I was younger. Unfortunately, there's age limits and I'm a little too old now.
For more information or to attend a workshop, please contact your local recruiter or call 1-800-MARINES.